Now we have absolutely no shortage of stuff to update you guys on here, and so I figured what better day today than while we've got a little bit of warmth to come sit down and just catch you all up on all the things going on here for our family on our little homestead in Western North Carolina. So grab a hot cup of tea, maybe some coffee, come and sit down with me, and we're just gonna chat through it all as if you were here hanging out with me. Hi, big buddy. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mary. Stretch. Hello, loves. Oh. Hi, Mary. Hey there, friends. I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker, and we are just over 4 months out from Hurricane Helene when it hit us here. We are just east of Asheville, up in the mountains of North Carolina, and a little over 4 months ago, everything we do in our lives, including this YouTube channel, completely changed as it really just came out of nowhere and devastated our area like we could not believe or have prepared for in any way, shape, or form. And I know so many people that we have here on the channel now have found us from those updates and from sharing. And then so many of you have been around for the, up to 7 years that we've been here on this channel. And so I thought, with so much going on and trying to find a balance in all of this, and I think I feel a responsibility to just our community and the people here to share an update of how things are actually going, not only for our family, but just for the recovery process as well. There's so much misinformation about there from the beginning about what agencies and FEMA and things like that were doing for the area. And a lot of changes and things, of course, have happened over the past 4 months. And so I thought, what better way than to just sit down and update you all on everything that has kind of been happening, again, for our family and for the area here. And so it's probably going to be a little lengthy, but there's a lot to cover, and I just wanted to dive into it. So be sure to watch till the end, because we've had some big things going on. We've got a couple fires burning locally, one just to the north of us, one just to the south of us here in town. And all of that actually comes back to the damage that was done by Hurricane Helene. They're all directly linked. And so I'm just going to kind of lay it all out here for you all today in just this kind of huge family update. I'll probably put these out like at the beginning of each month, just because it seems like lately there is so much going on that there's just a lot of ground to cover. So first question that I keep getting asked, and I wanted to update you on, is yes, Sabrina and her family are here. Now, shortly just before the hurricane hit, like genuinely a few weeks, Sabrina, who found us through YouTube here at this channel and joined our online church and our homeschool co-op, and our families just became very, very close, and they really wanted a way to help the ministry out here and help out with the things that we do. And she's also very ill, so she really needed better health care than what she was getting in California. And so her family literally packed up their whole lives in California and moved across the country to here. They're on the property here. We have a full family compound that we're building up on this 8 acres that we live on here. And they are still here. They made it here. They went through the hurricane. I know you haven't seen her in videos lately. We had been doing happy homemaking and chatty coffee dates, which, yes, I'm hoping we can start to bring that stuff back soon. We'll get to that in a minute. But you haven't really seen her in videos just because, first of all, it was just really hectic and crazy. Second of all, the sickness, which again, we'll cover here in a second, has just been such a crazy, crazy thing to get through. And so she spent a lot of time just sick. And really, she's just not doing super fantastic. And so, we're trying to work on all of those pieces to get her going and get her into the doctors and everything that she needs. Everything was so crazy after the hurricane, but we are working on getting her into all of that. They are here. They are good. It's not like we've had some family fallout and they've all left or anything. They're all right up here and everything's going fantastic. I appreciate it. Her kids are like nieces and a nephew to us, and our kids are the same to them. And it has been so fantastic to have extra hands around the property, especially with all the recovery that we have to do. At least having so many hands on board to help and one another to kind of keep each other encouraged has been a really, really special thing to have. And so yes, she is still here. she's doing okay. She's hanging in there, but a lot that needs to be addressed and a lot that I hope we can get to here in the near future. But yep, she is here. They're doing good, kind of getting all their pieces here and their East Coast life set up, and it is absolutely fantastic. So the next point that I want to get to is the sickness. After the hurricane, the entire land out here, I mean, everywhere you went, literally hundreds of miles in every direction, was covered in all this silt, and everything that had been at the bottom of rivers for who knows how long is now, it covered everything. Not to mention how many deceased bodies were in the waters, be it animals or people. There was so much toxicity just everywhere, and the sickness was insane. Of course, then everybody was dealing with mold and, you know, all of this stuff that was going on. And so we kind of started getting sick through all of that. It really hit the family hard. And then kind of just winter time came, and those changes with, you know, not being outside as much, thus my trying to get outside right now, well, it's kind of nice. All of that was just going on. And so the family had gone through just so much sickness, really back to back to back, it seemed. And this is where I do want to just give a massive shout out to one of our greatest partners here at Heavenly Minded Home, and that is the Primal Queen supplements. You guys have heard me talk about them, I know, so many times. I have been taking these beef organ supplements. We eat a mainly carnivore diet, and I had wanted something like this, and I found these, and I just absolutely love them. But it's 6 different beef organs, and we all know that organs are the powerhouses. Like, that is what God has packed so many nutrients into. And so I don't want to eat these. Like, I'm not a liver person. Like, the thought of eating beef heart doesn't really appeal to me. I know to some people it does. To me, it's just not my thing. And so being able to take these 2 easy supplements each day fuels my body with just massive amounts of nutrients. And because there's nothing synthetic in it, there's nothing fake, there's no fillers, like there's nothing like that in it, my body is able to absorb all of the nutrients right away. And so I had been taking Primal Queen for a while before the hurricane hit. I've been the only one who has been taking it consistently, and I've basically been the only one who hasn't been sick. I had a couple days where I didn't feel super fantastic. We also had things like chicken pox and strep throat and so much going through our house. I never actually got any of it. Like I said, I had a couple days where I felt kind of worn down, kind of tired. I think it was like a month ago, I lost my voice, but I was fine. Like, I felt great. I just had no voice when everybody else was really, really sick with a really bad upper respiratory virus that was going around. And so I have got my whole family now. I'm like, y'all, you have to start taking these because we have to build up our immune systems. Primal Queen offers so many benefits. Honestly, it's not what this video is about. I have videos if you're curious, but immune building is so huge. And with the sickness that our family has been going through, I've shared it with you guys, especially since the hurricane. I'm like, everybody's sick, everybody's sick. We had chicken pox go through multiple times. We've had strep throat go through multiple times. We've had everybody in urgent cares and all kinds of crazy things going on. We've got to focus on our health and building up our immune systems. And I think that's important for absolutely everybody in the entire world. And the easiest way that I have found to do that, honestly, is through eating right and taking the right supplements. And honestly, Primal Queen is just blows everything else out of the water. So just had to throw that out there. They're an amazing partner. They've been so supportive of our channel and helping in our recovery efforts here. I'm so thankful to them. If you guys want to learn more, I'll leave you some information and my special discount link down below because I do believe in them so much. It's the only thing that's kept me healthy, and it's what I am peddling out to everybody in the household so that we can start banishing the sickness and not be dealing with it like we were, because that has just been, it's been awful. But definitely looks like we are starting to turn a new page and get to a better spot there. The next thing I have, because yes, I did write them all down so that way I wouldn't get too sidetracked. The thing I had next was the mold. I shared videos with you guys our basement filled with water throughout all the rain that we got with the hurricane. And then we had absolutely no power for a complete week after that. And so there was like no way to get anything dried out. We started working on it as soon as we could, but everything started to get covered in mold so quickly. We've had to get rid of nearly everything we own. There's only been a few things that we've been able to salvage. Everything has had to be emptied out. We've been, we are so thankful to so many of you who sent in supplies off of our Amazon list, who made donations to the recovery efforts, to sent over, bye, to those of you who sent Lowe's gift cards and just all of those different things, because those resources have just been absolutely key to any recovery that's happening out here. And so we took the supplies that we got. We've been down there treating everything, and so far it looks like everything is really working well. And so we haven't had anything show back up since we did all of the treatment and all of the work in the fall. And so everything is looking really good. So I know that is such a scary thing when you hear mold. I think especially for people, we were all from California, where mold and excess moisture really doesn't exist. And so especially when you're not used to living in a place where you have a lot of just humidity and moisture, I think it's a little bit scary. Out here in the Southeast, we have tons of it. And so it's kind of a normal thing you deal with anyways, never to this extent, obviously. But I think it's going really well. Time will tell. Of course, we're still working through the process and we have so much to do. That's a whole different topic, but it is seeming like it is going really well. So I just wanted to make sure to share that, because I know we have so many people who are very concerned, because yes, mold is scary. It is very serious. I don't take it lightly at all, but I just want you all to know that it's looking really good, and I'm very thankful for that, and for all of you who have donated, who continue to donate, who sent supplies and Lowe's gift cards and things like that, because that was the only way that we were able to get the things that we needed to work on that process so that we could have somewhere to live. Kind of a big deal. So my next point then brings me to, we have made the decision, and if you've seen my other videos, I've been talking about it and kind of showing it all, and I will link all of those, of course, at the end so you can see them. But we have decided to kind of just take the rest of this winter and hibernate, to rest. There is so much that needs to be done, right? Our barn is in shambles. The basement, yes, is mold free, but it is just stripped in honestly a hot mess. Really everything in our life right now is a hot mess. We did get new fencing up for the sheep because all that was destroyed, so at least animals are taken care of. But we've really just hit a point where we have been so worn down since everything. I mean, I feel like since the end of September, when the hurricane hit, we were getting all prepped and ready for our Yom Teruah, Feast of Trumpets celebration as a family, and like doing all these wonderful things and enjoying the autumn season. And then the hurricane hit, and it has just been like swimming in quicksand every single day while dealing with sick people and injured people and problems and disasters everywhere we look and turn. And so we kind of just came to this point and said, we're just going to call it. It's right now is kind of nice. It's smoky because of the fires. I'll tell you about that. But the weather has been actually quite cold. The snow just finished melting, which is great. The animals need it, but it's been too much, and we're all worn so thin that we kind of just said, you know what, that's going to have to be a springtime. Everything is going to just have to be a springtime problem, because we need the rest. So we are still trying to gather supplies. We are still trying to raise funds. Like, we are still trying to do the things so that we can be preparing for the work that needs to be done. But we just are spread way too thin right now and need a little bit of rest and healing before we get back to it. The next point is, yes, the fires I've mentioned. Those of you who are in our Telegram group where we can kind of chit chat with each other, or you've seen my community posts here on YouTube. Of course, when you subscribe, make sure you turn on your bell notifications. You'll see these different things as they come out, along with different videos, of course, that are coming out. But I shared that on top of everything we're dealing with here. Literally every town around us has just mountains of debris. So many people are still completely without homes. So many people are like us and trying to live in their homes while trying to fix their homes and everything else that's going on. We had big winds that came before the snow that we got, and that caused power outages and blackouts. Then we got everything covered in snow, which then turned to ice, and that caused more issues. And then yesterday we get alerts on our phone that there is a massive wildfire burning, and it was completely uncontrolled. And then within a couple hours we got another alert that there was another wildfire burning, again completely uncontrolled. We had one burning just to the south, well, it's still burning, but just to the south of our house and just to the north of our house, so we're really sandwiched right here in the middle. What keeps happening with the winds, with the snow, with the ice after we get rain, or even just like yesterday, I don't know how to properly explain. And those of you who live here, leave me a comment down below, because we're all seeing this. The hurricane came through and compromised so many trees. So many trees. And out here, there's trees everywhere. I mean, that's where we live. We live in the mountains. Like, there's trees everywhere. It's how it looks. When you are driving, either when we've tried to make it up to Tennessee to see my mom, when we've been up in Asheville, we've gone to different places to do different things, you'll be driving through and whole mountainsides, it's like people took matchsticks and just popped them all in half and laid them down. I mean, the trees are just whoosh, down to the ground. All over our property, we still have downed trees. We still have trees that are coming down. And that's the problem, is this storm was so insane that trees, and here comes the wind, trees that didn't come down originally were compromised and weakened. And now it's taking next to nothing for them to continue to get knocked down. And so we are having power outages, internet outages, things like that. It just keeps happening because trees will fall down somewhere after it's rained, after the snow, with just some wind that's picked up. Trees come down and knocks everything out. We've got more trees down on the property that we have to deal with, and pulling out the chainsaw and taking care of all of that. And then what keeps happening is trees fall down, they hit lines or even old lines, because when the hurricane happened, nearly all our power lines all over the entire area were just totally taken out. And there are still just like live wires all over the place. The crews are working as hard and as much as they can, but there is so much damage out here to all the infrastructure, roads, power, water, you name it. Everything was so damaged that there just really is that much to try to contend with. And so the lines that are on the ground, right, they're trying to get those taken care of and dealt with, but then you have all these dead trees laying on the ground. Obviously that's like perfect, fire just laid out, ready to ignite at any given moment. We're having trees that fall down whenever the winds pick up or the rain or the snow comes, and then they land on other power lines and start fires. That's what keeps happening. And so it is so hard. I'm from Southern California. Trust me, the fires that are going out there right now, they are affecting friends and family. I am well aware of what that's like. We're from there. We were raised there. I remember what life was like having to deal with wildfires on the California front. Out here, it really is so crazy because while that isn't a common occurrence and thing that happens, it really does all go back to the hurricane. Everything we've had to deal with since this is because of the damage that was done there. And so they did make some progress in these two fires last night. We continue to pray, as there are many homes literally right in the line of fire that's growing in both of these fires on both sides of us. We should be safe where we are. I mean, they're a good distance off still. It's very smoky and all of that, of course. The winds are so today, and prayerfully we will get some rain tomorrow. So that's really the big hope here, so that they can get those taken care of. But continued prayers for everyone here, because it really is starting to feel like we can't catch a break. I mean, everybody, the whole community, right? We all talk about it. We run into people, you know, taking the kids to the library or just visiting with our chiropractor, whatever it is that we're doing. And everybody is just so tired. I mean, I'm sharing what's going on with our family, and that's why we're going to continue to share, because I know we've met so many of you now that are here local in the area, and I'm hearing the same thing from all of you all in your comments. We're tired. Everywhere you go, you just see what's left of the destruction. Many of the towns around us are still not functional right now. We took our son up to something that we had scheduled, and it had to be rescheduled because of this. And we took him up, and even just going and being like, you know what, we're going to do this one thing that was really important to him. But just the trip to get there, every town you go through, these massive debris piles, these places where buildings used to be that are now just rubble. And it is just such a heavy weight to just go through all of this and see how tired everybody who's here is. We've been working at this nonstop for over 4 months now, and there is still so much more to be done. And so things like this with the fires and just the normal winter things like snow and ice, you know, it really just feels so much heavier this year because of how worn down everyone is. And that really gets me to the next point of FEMA. What is FEMA doing? What have they done? Has anything changed? We've had a change in president and all of this stuff. What is going on? So we said at the very beginning that we didn't see FEMA, Red Cross, stuff like that really anywhere. Local churches, Samaritan's Purse, NASCAR drivers. I mean, we saw many people that were invested in the area and helping with the efforts when everything first happened. FEMA, Red Cross, stuff like that, not really. They set up their locations, but as far as like being there and doing things and making a difference, that wasn't really anything many of us saw at all. We had many conversations with our local community groups and things like that, and everybody's basically saying the same thing, going like, sure, like there's a little bit like you could drive by their camp, but as far as like having resources and things out for the people, that's not where it was coming from. We have noticed when it first happened, of course, you could apply and they would give you a $750 check, which I know they did this with the fires in Hawaii. It's happening in California now. $750 does nothing. I'm so sorry. When your whole life has just been flipped upside down, you've lost everything in your home, you have no power, the interstate literally got destroyed. Like you couldn't even get in or out of our area, you know, like so much was devastated. We lost all our food, all our clothes, you know, all the things, all the stuff. You couldn't get anywhere. There was massive shortages in water and food and what you could get, and having to get the supplies to be able to, you know, get things without having a way to keep them cold or to run your normal appliances. $750 is quite laughable when you're like that. It's not even a Band-Aid on a problem, you know, like it's just, it was like, okay, I mean, it is what it is. And that's fine. I mean, I appreciate that we had something, but that's really the only thing that most could get. What we're seeing now is really starting to, you know, see the aftermath of that. Of course, if you have homeowners insurance, most of those claims for people out here are being denied because homeowners and even commercial insurance is being denied, saying that they don't cover floods. So most people were just flat out denied coverage by their insurance. Those who were able to file their insurance, we're seeing from a lot of our friends just a lot of nonsense now with the negotiating what they will actually cover. So some of it is just quite ridiculous, even for those who have private insurance and things like that. For those of us who are renters, we are really out of luck because FEMA will not do anything if it's a rental property. So if your homeowners, you know, if the owner's insurance isn't going to cover it because it was flooding damage, and FEMA's not going to cover it because you're a renter, surprise, you're just out here now. We did get a call, which I'm not sure if this is because of new administration. I have no idea, but it is like they're sending out some more calls here lately. They called us and asked why we did not do the inspection when the inspector tried to contact us after the hurricane. We've never been contacted. They assured me that the inspector would have called and texted me that they were going to come and inspect our property. We never received any of that. I double checked all my stuff. I double checked my information, my email, like I went through all the things with them. We were never contacted. It said that back after the hurricane, an inspector tried to contact me. I wasn't here. That's what it says. It says that I wasn't here, and so they couldn't do the inspection. No one ever came here. No one ever contacted us. I mean, I have 14 people on this property. Somebody is here all the time. And so that didn't happen. So I am now in line to hopefully get a new person to come out. That is the hope here. And I am working on submitting all of the documentation that they are asking for to hopefully do something in our case, if anything can get dealt with from it. I don't know. So FEMA does seem to maybe be making some more efforts here. I know a lot of talk is going on politically. I see it on the news, and right, Trump was just up here in Nashville, and you see people talking about it and that different things are going to be happening. I don't know. I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket, that's for sure, especially when they're already saying that FEMA isn't going to help you if you are renting. Homeowners are already denying most of the claims that are going out from, the owners of the different properties. I'm not sure. So we will see. I know that is the big question, and that everybody was like, maybe some big thing, will change, from here. I don't know. What I do know is those we've received the most help from, and we see still helping, and that we continue to still help with, are local churches. That has been an amazing thing to see. Local businesses, local churches, local communities. That's where we have seen such a huge impact. You guys here on YouTube, being able to share these videos and connect with so many people, to be able to raise funds and get resources sent in, and, like I said, Lowe's gift cards, and even just encouraging words, and you guys sharing these videos with friends and family, that has done more than anything government-wise, they could possibly put out there. And so we will continue to share. We will continue to leave those channels open for resources to come in so that we can continue to, yes, rebuild our own lives and rebuild here in the community as well. And so that's where we have seen the most of everything from. Like I said, FEMA did reach out just this past week. They are, giving me some channels and ways that I can put in some different documents. They swear that I was contacted back when it all first happened. I wasn't, and I'm not the only one saying that, because many of us here in the area all were told the same thing. Oh, the inspector tried to get a hold of you, or he came by and you weren't there, so I guess, you don't need us. And we're like, what are you talking about? So the whole thing has been filled with so much red tape, so much nonsense, and really you're just not seeing impact from that stuff like you think you would. So maybe that will change here in next month. I'll have a new update that'll be totally different and say, oh my goodness, guess what's happening? But as of right now, we haven't actually seen it, and hopefully something like that will be coming here soon. So that's our big update of what has happened. Now, for those of you who made it this far, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about what we're going to be looking at moving forward, because I am so thankful for each and every one of you. Let me just say that yet again. We hit 100,000 subscribers, and I never thought our little channel here, just talking about, life and family and just the Lord working in our day-to-day, I never thought I would see that in a million years. And to see that continue to grow, and to see you all engage in the videos and share them, it really does mean so much. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and come and hang out with us, because I am so thankful for this community. It's not about me. I mean, all of you here, it really is so wonderful to have just the space to come to, and it is always our goal to encourage and uplift you to live well where you're at, to live a life for the Lord, and to find the beauty in every day, even in the midst of the biggest struggles that you might be facing, because Lord knows we are absolutely feeling those, and we are finding that joy right alongside of you. And so looking forward, I've really been trying to find a way to how to do this. I felt like it was absolutely my responsibility to share the reality of what was going on with everything that happened when the hurricane hit. I know it's not our normal kind of like biblical womanhood, homemaking, homesteading, homeschooling content, but I think it's really important to be real and raw and transparent and talk about what's actually going on out here, because what you're seeing on the news versus the reality normally never ever adds up. And so I think it's important to share, but now trying to find a way to, yes, still give these updates and the reality, but then share how we've learned so much through this process, how it really did hit home that there are changes in our lives that we need to make, but yet to continue to share ways that we can encourage and equip each other to live a life well, to make the most out of each and every day, to be intentional and fulfilled in the days the Lord gives us. And so trying to find a new balance in all of that has been incredibly difficult, to say the least, but I am working on it, and I will continue to share, and I look forward to hearing all of your feedback. Of course, we started this year, I jumped in our membership group, the HMH Collective. It's when you click that little join button here. You make a small monthly donation to the family ministry, and it is my hope to provide you with a vast amount of resources that will just mean so much in your life. You get access to our entire series catalog, and that includes the new series we're doing this year where we're reading through the entire Bible in 90 days. So even if you're finding this now, you can always join in whenever you find it. It is all linked down there. Having that time of just reading each day, of having weekly videos with you all where we're like thoughtfully going through our study journals and just working through these different areas of scripture. Having that area to really just kind of focus and center myself has been such a blessing and a joy, and doing it with you all really means so much. And so we're going to continue that here through the rest of the winter, and I think it's just a wonderful time to really just draw in and focus on what matters the most, and recentering on the word of the Lord, always a win. Rest, bringing in, like I said, this rest, this time of hibernation. I know there's a lot that I still need to deal with, a lot that still needs to be handled, a lot that I'm sure I will continue to share with you guys as these videos come out, but taking some time to just, I kind of gave myself a focus for each day where like, that's the thing I'm doing today, and that's it. And if nothing else gets done outside of it, that is a-okay. Cuddling with my kiddos, going to bed early with my husband, just kind of sitting around and having dinner and just talking with the family, coming out here and walking the fence line and talking to the sheep. Things like that have just really been so important. And again, I encourage you to check out the videos about kind of the hibernation, because I think for so many of us, we get so burnt out, we don't even realize it sometimes. And so giving ourselves the like okay to rest, I think especially in the winter season, because of course God knows what he's doing, a time for everything, and everything has a season, and winter is like that perfect time to just like restore, to just draw in, like the trees, right? I've dropped my leaves, I've dropped all the extra things, I'm just going to close up here, soak up what I can, and come spring I'll be ready to bloom and move on again. But definitely a lot of rest. And then just this connection in this space, getting on here, getting to read through y'all's comments, trying to answer as many as I can. Those of you in our private members group, being able to share through there. I want to post more community posts on the community tab here on YouTube, and just being able to connect in that way. I think there's something so amazing about real human connection. And I love that when I'm out at the grocery store, or I'm, helping someone in the neighborhood, or I'm going to, some local gathering or whatever it might be. I love that. I love that with my people in my house, being there and being present. And I love it here with so many of you that the Lord crossed our path for whatever reason. And so being able to connect with you through a comment or an email or whatever it might be is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so I think that's where we're going to be for right now. I've got some videos that in this time of just like rest and peace and quiet, I've been like, I think I'm gonna make that video. I think we're gonna talk about this. I like real, I like honest and transparent and like getting into the things that matter. And if that is something that can be a blessing to you, then praise God, you're in the right spot. I can't wait to get working on all of that. But rest, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go head up and get in with my family. Thank you all for hanging out with me while we chatted through our just big update of all the things going on, praying that these fires will get under control and that our communities here can really start to heal. If you need some healing, you need some restoration, be sure to check out this playlist right up here. Just spend some time, sit back, maybe top up your tea, watch that playlist, and join me for a season of hibernation and restoration. I'll see you all over there. Bye, friends.